Okay, that was Cranberries Zombie, a festive choice for the season that's in it. I know this will go out on Friday, so we're a little bit behind, but it is being recorded on Tuesday, so it's still festive for us, I guess.
Nothing scarier than war.
Nothing scarier than time.
Happy Halloween.
Welcome back, everyone. This is exciting, episode 2 of Real Talk here on Flirt FM. I know we didn't specify where we were last week, but we're on Flirt FM.
And we're still here. We also were here last week as well.
Yeah.
You didn't imagine it.
Yeah, no. Which is exciting. I've been looking forward to this for the past 2 weeks. I've been prepping myself. Excited to be back in the hot seat. Claudia's rolling her eyes at me. But I'm excited to be back in the hot seat. It's fun.
I suspect Claudia actually did more prep for this week than she has for any week before.
I hope so.
There was only 1 week before.
I feel like I did less prep this week. But I'm hoping that Claudia makes up for it.
I did my prep today. But I did more prep for this session than for the other session. Although, to be fair, we did like making up all the plan and like what we're going to do for each segment. This took a lot of work and we worked on it for like a couple of hours. Yeah. So I would say for the first one, we did more prep than for this week because we didn't have to establish anything.
Very good. I'd say I've done almost an identical level of prep down to watching the exact same films and writing the exact same reviews.
Very good. So does anyone want to give a quick, brief, how was your 2 weeks, guys? What did you get up to? I missed you. I know I saw you like a lot.
Yeah, we've been speaking, but I suppose for people at home who haven't been talking to me in the last 2 weeks, I know I went to a lot of stuff from the comedy festival, went to a good few films in the interim as well.
Yeah.
Did you go to the comedy festival?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh.
I dragged her out.
I didn't go to that. It sounded like fun though.
Yeah, I did.
No, you did invite me, but I wasn't here. No.
Every time I bring it up, you do get a bit sort of, well, you went to that, did you? And I said, well, I did ask you if you wanted to go, and you did say you couldn't. So.
I'm just feeling a little bit left out.
This is Real Talk beef, right there.
Rude. I don't
kind of is though.
Beef. But okay. Anyway, I had a nice 2 weeks. I didn't do anything exciting. I'm just happy.
Working away.
What day does this come out on? Friday?
It comes out on Friday at 4 p.m.
I'm really looking forward to Halloween.
Yeah, me too. I will...
Next Halloween, I suppose. Since I forgot there that it was tomorrow is Halloween.
How was your Halloween on Wednesday?
My Halloween on Wednesday was fantastic. I hope. I'll have dressed up like a priest. I'll have helped run the... to anyone listening out there, unlucky guys, you missed it. Great table quiz Halloween night there in the college bar.
I've heard it was very good.
I heard it was great. I was sloshed.
And you wrote like a couple of questions for the table quiz.
Yeah. I was in charge of one of the rounds. To anyone listening, I should have all the answers with me and just give them out now.
That would be funny.
Yeah, if anyone gets access to the files, though.
I'm sad I won't be at your table quiz because I will be in Munich in Germany. Yeah. Jetting off, travelling. A high stakes life I have.
Very high stakes.
Yeah.
What are you putting on the line this time when you go to Munich?
Nothing really. Just
nice. High stakes.
High stakes. Yeah.
Claudia, have you ever been to Munich?
Yes, I have.
Great stuff.
Multiple times.
Great stuff. So, Claudia, do you want to tell us about our segments for this week? I know they're the same as last week, but I mean, just for the new people.
For the viewers at home.
For the viewers at home, Claudia, run us through what we're doing this week.
Absolutely. So, the segments. Damn it. Segments.
X-Men.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah,
that's what you said. X-Men.
That's yeah.
Right.
The X-Men that I'm going to introduce
Real
this
Talk
week.
Getting in a few guest appearances from the Sexmen. Galway's only erotic saxophone tribute act.
Okay, the segments are the following. So Claudia's Conniptions. That is the segment where I'm going to do my best at explaining a handful of movies of my choice to my co-hosts Rob and Seán in only 20 seconds, and they have to figure out what a movie I am referring to. And then Rob's Reviews. As the title suggests, Rob is going to give his thoughts on movies that have either been recently released or watched. And then Seán's Trivia. Following the layout of 2 truths and 1 lie, Seán is going to hide some true pieces of movie trivia amongst some cleverly crafted lies, and we'll see if we can see through his devious deceptions.
Well, I must say, when I originally helped Claudia write those descriptions, I didn't know she'd read them out verbatim every fortnight.
Okay.
I'm going to have to write some new ones because I don't want to hear describe your trivia section like that every week.
Yeah.
Although
it's a good way.
I thought we did settle on Rose's riddles.
Rose's riddles.
Did we? Oh, okay.
I'm happy. We'll switch it now.
I feel like you could have wrote that in, and you could have wrote anything.
Well, I heard she did a lot of prep.
So could you shut up, maybe?
Be pretty tough to. We're kind of mid-show now.
Rose's Reviews or riddles. Oh, sorry.
Rose's riddles.
I'm not going to review anything.
Oh yeah, you're not
You
going
will
to.
actually this week, because the film we're going to be talking about is the 2018 Halloween, which we've
Which
actually
was
all seen.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, wait
No.
till Claudia gets a hold of you.
Claudia doesn't like good things.
True.
See?
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't even deny it this time.
So, Claudia, on to your rejigged, revitalised segment. Last week we all got a bit sleepy listening to Claudia describe a film to us that none of us really cared
Thank
about.
you.
So, no worries.
It just felt like 2.5 minutes was too long to let Claudia talk.
Well.
So,
But what we have decided on...
Actually.
What we have decided on, and this might be just a kinder way of describing it, is what we're going to do is we're going to have Claudia kind of rapid fire off, describe films to us, and we're going to have to try and guess what they are. Hopefully we know them, or else we'll probably be a bit embarrassed. Or maybe Claudia will be a bit embarrassed. Somebody will be embarrassed. And,
Probably me.
Probably you.
did you stick to a theme for the movies?
No,
or
I
just a
didn't.
random collection? Okay.
Random collection.
Okay.
Lucky Dip. Do you remember Lucky Dips? Big bag. They used to have maybe a bit of a sherbet in them.
I was
And
thinking
maybe,
Dip Dabs.
Dip Dabs were kind of... you could find a Dip Dab in a Lucky Dip.
Okay.
Or wait, they call Lucky Dips or Lucky Bags. Doesn't matter, Claudia. Go
Okay,
on.
Claudia, I'm going to start
Lead the way.
timing you.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to tell you when I've started the time. Actually, you know what? You can see the timer in my hand, so you will know yourself
I hate this.
how it's going.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Claudia,
No.
you don't have your glasses with you today. Are you able to see the
I-
timer properly?
I see this.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Okay, so there's this creepy dad, and he's a wannabe writer, and he gets this new job, and he has to move with his whole family to this new location. And his family consists of this very pushover mother and this very not like mentally not quite there kid.
And that was 20 seconds, Claudia.
Damn it! This is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't really know how long 20 seconds are.
Well,
but that was the fun.
Yeah, the skill of kind of, knowing how long 20 seconds is something we'd hope you'd have kind of developed
Yeah.
earlier in life. And
I
you wouldn't have
thought
been waiting
you would
for this show
be
to...
faster at talking. I thought there'd be like there was no desire to
No.
get that out there.
20 seconds gets
Okay.
you nowhere with
I'll
Claudia.
do a better one for the next one.
Okay, so
What in the name of God is that film? A writer, sleazy writer.
a sleazy writer moves his a
wannabe writer.
I think I know it.
Go on, we'll blast out.
The
now.
Shining.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Shining. And do you know how I know that?
How do you know it?
Because
From seeing
I
the
have
film?
read nearly every single Stephen King book.
That's
There you
phenomenal.
go. Wow.
That was good.
Very
Great
good.
film.
Yeah, very good.
Phenomenal
Claudia,
film.
what's your next one?
Phenomenal book. Okay,
Okay.
wait, let me get the timer up.
Oh my god, okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Can you see the
Now,
timer?
bear in mind how quick 20 seconds is, Claudia. It's like
Yeah.
30 seconds.
So don't
but
read
it's a
word
third
for
less.
word what you've got there. Give
It's
us
like 10 seconds,
yeah.
but it's twice as long.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's like 8 seconds, but you double it and you add another half. Okay? So that's kind of what we're talking
That's a lot of
20
maths
seconds
here. You ready, Claudia?
Okay.
You ready? Boom.
So guy likes girl, and then he can't date her because she's not allowed to date. Only if her sister also has a date, and so he has to find this kind of weird guy that's kind of like a rocker, and he has to like ask him to date her. But then he falls in love with her, and then she finds out about the whole thing that like he paid her.
20
Like the other guy
seconds,
was.
Claudia.
What
Damn it.
is this?
There was a lot of hand movements there.
That was furious. Was
Yeah.
that
That was a lot better, though.
the young
She
and
gave
the-
us
yeah.
more of the story that time.
I'm gonna get better each time. So
you
next
will.
time
Eventually we might...
it's gonna be better.
So what we got out of that one?
I haven't a clue.
2 girls, sisters, that aren't allowed to date. One
Yeah.
of them's not allowed to date.
One of
Or-
Both of
no,
them are.
Both of them aren't allowed to date.
It's only if
They
both.
can only
Okay.
date together.
Yeah.
They can only date together. Double dates.
Okay.
Is it something with the Olsen twins? No, I'm asking Sean. Don't
Oh.
worry. I know it's a no from you straight away. Your face gave that away. Sean, I don't think it has
I don't
the
think it's
Olsen
an
twins in it.
Olsen twin film, no.
And there's a guy, he has to find a creepy guy who's a bit cool. Maybe he has a leather jacket.
Someone's a rocker.
He is a rocker. Yeah, that's what I meant with the leather jacket. Although I have a leather jacket, but I'm not a rocker. But that's
Metalhead.
thanks for
I'm-
signing me a label there, Claudia.
You're
No, I
welcome.
don't know it. I want to give in on this. This is so far out of my reach.
I don't like giving up on these things. So
Okay,
easily.
we'll come back to it. Can we come back to it at the end?
Oh no,
Sure.
no! I want to keep going. I'm committed to know. I don't care anymore, Claudia. What was it?
It was 10 things I heard about you.
Who's seen that?
What? You haven't seen that one?
Heath Ledger, rest in peace. God
Yeah.
love him. Poor guy. Wouldn't watch the goddamn movie though. Don't care that much.
Oh no.
Go on,
Not
Claudia.
at all.
Next.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Look at my timer going. I turned my phone off there. Okay, you ready, Claudia?
Okay.
Boom.
There's a war, and there's a group of soldiers from the other country that have to go into the war zone, and they want to kill the enemy that is occupying that land. And then there's a side story of that where this is a girl, and she like nearly died, and then she has a cinema, and then she like one of the enemy guys falls in love with her, and then she becomes like get to know the elite, but then she just wants to kill the whole elite.
That was 20 seconds.
Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
That was fast.
Yeah, there you go. I hear people in a war, very evocative, didn't really narrow it down at all, and then I heard cinema.
I would have given this away if I said, oh yeah, there's the Second World War, France.
Oh, don't give it away, Claudia, whatever you do.
Yeah, you guys said.
To be honest,
That's
I
what they
wouldn't have
said.
known
They
that.
said I should be very, very vague, and I'm like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
I've
War.
never seen that film, so
Claudia is
I have no help.
Claudia is acting now like we've all been complaining,
Yes.
but we haven't been. Neither of us have offered any
No, we're very
complaint.
supportive of you, Claudia.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
This is the last
Sorry,
one
that
then.
last
went
one.
well. You gave a very good description. I guessed it very quickly. And not only am I proud of myself, but I'm proud of you, Claudia, for giving such a good succinct job on that one. But you're getting defensive.
So this is the last one, okay?
Yeah.
And this will decide because it's one to all of us. You got one, and I got one. So whoever
I
gets
didn't know
this
we
one,
were competing. I thought we were friends.
No,
Yeah, I
we're
thought the same
definitely
thing.
competing.
And
No,
why
we're
is she getting
definitely
a point?
competing. Well, because
Because
if
I'm
we
the one
can't
who's
guess it, I guess she
writing
has to
those
get the point.
scripts.
All right,
Yeah.
good
So-
on you, Claudia.
All right, you ready,
Let's see who
Claudia?
wins, so.
Okay.
You
Oh
ready?
my god. Okay.
Boom.
So, a sexually frustrated couple wants to revive their whole marriage. They go into this new house, and then he kind of bleeds onto the floor, and then there's a new demon, and the woman falls in love with that demon, and then they decide to kill the husband, and then the other demons.
Done. There was too many
Hellraiser.
As.
Hellraiser?
Yes.
Yeah, bleeds
Damn.
onto the floor. Oh, sorry, Sean.
I shouldn't
You
have
wanted
said
to do the
that.
competition?
You won.
Guess what?
I
did
shouldn't
win
have
the
said that.
Congratulations, you won the
He
competition.
bled onto the floor. Have you guys seen Hellraiser? Have you seen?
Yes, I have.
Oh, Sean, Hellraiser is something special.
What I don't
Why-
understand though about Hellraiser
Mm-hmm.
is like
What do you
on
understand?
the actual guy, the what is his name? The like Needlehead.
Yeah.
He's not that
Pinhead.
much into the in the movie.
Yes.
It's all about the other guy.
And what? Okay, so you've made a claim, but then you said what you don't understand. What don't you understand though? Because what you've just claimed there is completely fair.
Like why he's then like in the front of the cover.
Well, I suppose otherwise it would just be a puddle of blood on. I mean, he's a character. He's a villain. People kind of latch on in horror movies to,
I suppose it's more exciting to look at
Why
Pinhead.
is Jaws on the cover? You don't see him much in this film.
Well, Jaws is not on the cover of the book.
There you go, Rob.
I forgot that this was what is this page talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What-
actually page
What
talk.
is this?
Is he even on the cover of?
of the film?
The film?
Yeah, there's a lady swimming and Jaws is coming up from straight beneath.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're all fair here.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
all
you know,
right.
if you have a really good, scary looking, and he's a very odd looking villain, and he's the leader of the Cenobite.
Oh, he's the best one.
He's the big boy.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are going to latch onto the imagery of him a lot more than a lady with a hammer looking at a bloody floor going, whoops. So, I don't know.
I shouldn't have said bleed on floor. If I didn't say that.
No, you were dead
You
right to
wouldn't-
say it because it gave it away to me and it meant that I
But like,
bet
should
Sean.
I give it away? If we're all competing, why should I give it away?
well,
that's very
technically we're competing, but you just get the point if we don't guess it.
We're really trying to turn this into some sort of a game.
Oh, I've made it a game out of it already.
Okay. I'm not a really competitive person, so I don't really care. But okay,
Oh, very good.
let's move on.
Wait now until she wins some week and we'll see how much she cares.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a
Oh
lot
yeah, I
of
will
them.
scream.
Please
Yeah,
don't scream.
yeah,
I don't
just
think these.
give me
mics
like
will
a
be
5
able to-
second.
I will not
notice,
scream
I'll
into
turn down
the
levels, yeah.
to the microphone, but I will scream. Or like you know when you scream inside your, like you don't open your mouth, but you're like. Was that really loud? Yeah, that was probably really loud.
I hope you
I-
never make that noise again.
I really know that. Yeah, you're dead right. Okay.
There you go.
Doing it slightly further away from the mic, although that's better for the viewers, Claudia, it still puts me and Sean through hell.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was fun.
That was very fun.
Claudia, that was much better.
Both thumbs up. Whoops.
So, right now, we're going to leave you guys for a minute. We're going to go over to Steve Aoki's cover of Thriller, and we'll be right back after that.
The mic's up, and I didn't realize.
That's why I pulled the mics up.
Yeah,
So I wanted to
you just
stop
would have
you
got
dancing.
really awkward sounds of this
Whooshing.
chair squeaking.
Air whooshing.
Yeah, as I sort of Fortnite danced to Stevie Aoki's
Standing
Thriller.
there flossing over the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Stevie Aoki's version of Thriller. I like that song. I know it's a questionable one. A lot of people don't like it.
The original or the remix?
The remix.
The remix. Ah, it was fun.
The
It's fun.
original.
It's a fun song.
Yeah, the original's great, but I mean that's a
Yeah.
nice modern take of a classic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, so after that, that's going to lead us in very nicely to the next segment, which is Rob's reviews. Rob will be reviewing Halloween.
2018.
Thanks, Claudia. Yeah, it's
Because that's its
2018.
name, though. Because like so saying Halloween
Okay. So
could be 1978.
Yeah, so the name of the film is Halloween. It is the 2018 film,
Mm-hmm.
Halloween. But
It's the 11th movie in the franchise.
yes, it's bigger numbers. They originally started... when was the first one?
1978.
Well, God,
I said
aren't
that
we all
beforehand,
terrific?
but okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, they had a long list of them. A series that was originally meant to be an anthology series, and then branched off into further sequels, kind of featuring Michael Myers. Actually, this kind of echoes, I suppose, back to why you said, why do people kind of gravitate towards Pinhead in Hellraiser? It's because people have a nice central figure to kind of draw their attention back in. So, whereas John Carpenter originally thought, I'd love to try other stories and have different kind of, themes from Halloween movies, people were like, well, people like the guy that you've just done a movie about, so maybe just focus on him. And it ended up being only one film in the entire series that wasn't about him.
Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch, number 3.
Right.
They went,
God-awful
I think,
movie.
something like 7 or 8 deep, and then they had a kind of a soft remake. In
Rob Zombie done 2 films,
but
which
before
was like the
Rob
remake.
Zombie even came around, they had Halloween H2O.
They did. And
Um,
Jamie Lee Curtis was a principal in a school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
But there were a few really, really, really good scenes in that movie. In fact, for anyone who kind of has, I suppose, the time to devote to it, there are plenty of good scenes throughout the entire series, kind of, spotted around here and there. It's really at the cost of your sanity and various rewritings of the plot and different sidelines. But then they'd Rob Zombie remake them in his kind of typical, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects fashion, which really didn't kind of suit, I suppose,
It was terrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
his
it didn't
first
suit the
one
nature of the
was
film at all.
okay because they had control over it. Then for his second film,
The second
he
one
got
was
full control, which just went.
It
into
was
some sort of,
distinctly
like,
more
music
Rob Zombie
video.
than the first.
Oh yeah.
They're basically they're extended sequences of Michael Myers just stabbing bare-chested women.
Yes.
In as graphic a manner as possible. And now we have the new one, which kind of I think from something like the 4th or 5th time in the franchise says, okay, well, forget everything aside from the first one, where it's effectively, although it's just called Halloween, it's trying to kind of be like Halloween 2 insofar as the only film that has canonically taken place before this Halloween is the first film from 1978, set in Haddonfield, Illinois. I really like the film, just to
It
say
was
briefly.
amazing.
I would say, just from the outset, it's a fun slasher. It's a great little popcorn movie. If you wanted to see something scary at Halloween, you could almost certainly do much, much more worse than this. But at the same time, I would say that it's not anything too special. I wouldn't be kind of rewatching this years down the line. I wouldn't be, kind of holding it up as one of the all-time greats. But it does have Jamie Lee Curtis back. It has quite a few people back, actually. John Carpenter's back also to do the score. After this review, we're going to listen to the updated version of the Halloween theme, one of the most iconic songs in all of horror cinema, or themes rather, I should say. But they remix it, rework it in a few different ways throughout the film, and every time it really, really does a great job of filling you with dread.
I know Claudia's going to jump on in a minute and say that it was terrible, but
I wouldn't say
but
that, but okay.
I'm
You've
going
said
to
it
give
several
you
times.
3 little factoids to prove that
Yeah.
it was actually a pretty good film. It was the biggest horror opening movie with a female lead, the biggest horror opening with a female lead over 55, and the second biggest October movie opening ever.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So, I mean, it did do a lot. And it was
So
a
really,
it was a
Claudia
really
must
good
be
movie.
wrong.
Well, I'm not saying she must be wrong. I'm just saying that a lot of people really liked it.
Yeah.
It had that really good scene, which was just a one shot for like 4 minutes of Michael coming onto the road, and then he went down behind the house.
Going down through and around houses and back
Yes,
gardens.
he murdered 2 people in 4 minutes in one long shot of going between 2
Yeah.
houses, and it was really good.
I will say, just to pick up on a way that you described the film, you just said, oh, well, people enjoyed it. It's a real crowd pleaser.
Oh, yeah.
It has kind of sprinkled throughout it a ton of references to a lot of the kind of tropes of the series. You would always have in these kind of slasher films a girl who's sitting at the back of the class. She gets asked a question when she's not paying attention, and suddenly she comes out with, the correct answer, and that's normally, you know, the kind of the main girl that we'd be following. But there's a really, really good scene in the original Halloween where she looks out the window and there's Michael Myers standing completely still like a statue. And that's mirrored in this film where she looks out and it is Jamie Lee Curtis, her grandmother, standing there in the same kind of dead, vacant, just posture as Michael had in the original. And aside from that, falling out the balcony, there's loads and loads of these shots that are callbacks to really, really good iconic scenes from the original. But by not knowing the original and by not kind of, seeing them as direct callbacks, the film still very much works. And I think it's still very rewarding to audiences. So it's no wonder that people had a really, really easy time connecting to it. Because whether you've seen the originals or not, it's just good fun.
I liked the... I don't know if I want to give it away. Can I give it away as a spoiler? About the end of the movie? Because that's a little nod to the end of the second one. It's
a film about a serial killer. I think ultimately, we all know... are they going to come back is sort of a question that always looms over.
In the end of the second film, the original second film, which came out way back when Michael was supposed to die, and he did die. He died in a fire. He was blown up and then burnt to death. Yeah. And in this film, as a cute little nod back, he's also dies in a fire.
Yeah.
Well, dies in a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't quite, see it.
We don't because they cut back to the cellar and he's gone. So it's like, oh, is he alive? Is he dead? Yeah. But I thought it was great. Jamie Lee Curtis is a badass.
I thought it was great fun. I really did, yeah.
It's a really fun little Halloween movie.
There were a few great scenes. One of my favourite scenes in it was the scene with the motion detector lights in the back garden.
Yeah.
There's a few just really, really well... And you also mentioned the big one-shot in it as well, where he's walking through all of the different streets. There are a few scenes in this film that really, really are... They do feel quite inspired when you kind of hang it next to the other Halloween films and to a lot of just kind of the regular horror schlock that's coming out this time of year.
It seems like people actually put time and effort into this.
People had passion for it.
Yeah.
I think Jamie Lee Curtis as well was very involved with... Obviously, they'd always want her to be, but she was very involved with the marketing for it because I think she actually was interested and actually cared about the project. And obviously getting John Carpenter to come back, he had...
And it was also nice at the end of it, if you stayed for the credits, they had a little dedicated to Mustafa Akkad.
Yeah, who of course was the original
director and creator of the Halloween franchise, and they had a nice little call to him, which was sweet. And I thought it was a really fun film. So let's
get devil's advocate.
Let's throw it over to Claudia and tell us why she didn't like it.
It's not that I know that sometimes when I say I didn't like it as much, it's not that I mean that it's a terrible movie and I didn't like it at all. I liked all the things.
You're saying it's a terrible movie and you didn't like it at all?
Is it because it had 3 women leads, Claudia? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying.
Ooh,
the thing is, I liked all of the things that you guys mentioned, and those were really nice. I just felt like sometimes that they didn't spend much time on setting the mood in a way. That it was just kind of the movie starts and then he just goes around and kills people, and that's kind of what it is. I felt like they weren't... because they were referencing the first movie a lot, but what they didn't reference was kind of what Carpenter did a lot in the original one, which was kind of setting the scene, kind of showing Haddonfield, Illinois, showing the streets and showing that it's autumn and kind of setting the scene. It wasn't really doing that for me. So it was more about the killings, and there's way more people actually dying in the movie than in the original one. Or at least it seemed to me like that. And it kind of, it was good that they showed that Michael doesn't care who the people are. He just kills the ones that are around. It just happens so that they are the journalists that wanted to make money off of the story. And then there's Laurie and stuff like that. But as I said, it kind of feels like they weren't really following the suspensefulness. That was kind of missing for me.
I agree. I think there were a lot of... To kind of just echo what Claudia said, there were a lot of technical callbacks to the first scenes that were very evocative of, do you remember this scene? Do you remember this idea? But there were very few parts where, in the first, a lot of time is dedicated to making you see the place as a picturesque, idyllic, warm little, Halloweeny, autumny town, in middle of nowhere America. And you feel very safe in the place, and you see people going to and from school, and you feel like this is a really warm, homey place that then has this monster, this boogeyman kind of set upon it. Whereas from the get-go in this film, you're following an investigator who's, or a journalist who's writing about serial killers, and all of the police officers are I was there the first time when all these killings happened, and people are all turned into gun nuts, and they're all paranoid, and and I will say, you never quite feel like this is a safe place, and you feel that dread straight away. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think it does a very good job of giving you that sense of dread. You know things are going to go wrong. You know there's an imminent danger, but it certainly is different to the first.
I think it would have been a bit repetitive to be like. Plus, it was a nice juxtaposition between how Laurie Strode lives now in her
Yes.
fenced-in
Yeah, I
community.
get that. Yeah.
What I think the most interesting character, and certainly I think the best performance in the film, is Jamie Lee Curtis. They've done something really interesting with her character, where she's now effectively this obsessive who's not only twisted her own life, but she's taken her daughter and to a certain extent her granddaughter's life, and she's moulding them around this idea or this possibility that this killer is going to come back. And in fact, for revenge or for whatever kind of sick, incentives he might have. But in fact, when he does get loose, he doesn't care. He's not looking for Laurie Strode. He's not doing this or that. He just goes off and starts killing. He finds a hammer. He finds a knife. He finds people to kill them with. And it's only through what I thought was a slight kind of contrivance in the plot, where there's no longer Loomis, the old doctor character from the old films, but rather his sidekick or understudy, who we've never seen before, luckily enough, but now has popped up, and he's gone a bit mad, and he does, he kind of literally acts as a taxi service to kind of get the plot from one place to another,
That's
which
one
I
thing
thought was
did
quite
find
contrived.
a bit
Because
frustrating.
I thought there was something really interesting about her being completely obsessed with Michael Myers, and he just doesn't care. He's just in it for killing. And she thinks, oh, it's me, and I'm going to be ready to stop it, but it's,
What I also found a little bit repetitive is that, because I thought that they could have come up with something different, is that how Michael escapes is basically the same thing that happened in the first movie, that he has to be transferred from one hospital to another, and then the bus just goes wild, and that's then how he sets free. I think that is just kind of like, you could have thought of like something different.
I think they definitely struggled with getting Michael around the plot. I mean, they really...
I think they went in with very good intentions, but I think then they came up with some great ideas. Let's have Laurie hunting Michael, which was, fantastic scenes where you can see that she's the kind of the dominant power in all this. Let's have callbacks to all these great old shots. But then when it came to how are we going to stick these together and how do we actually get there, I think they absolutely kind of fell down.
Yeah, like the whole thing with the doctor suddenly turning bad and like driving Michael to Laurie Strode's house. That to me felt very... The only reason that was there was to get Michael from one place to another.
Yeah.
It was kind of like he was this object that they were passing on to different characters to get from place to place, because he had no way of moving himself.
Yeah. Well, he had no motive to move.
The original... I think he did. I mean, the
But, like,
whole
he didn't
thing
care
was...
about
Well, as in he
Laurie,
didn't have a
though.
motive
Laurie
to go anywhere in
Strode is
particular.
his sister.
In this movie, it isn't.
No, he's not.
Because this is the fifth kind
That
of...
was something that number 2 came up with.
Yeah, but this is kind of the fifth kind of storyline that they're going with. So H2O, for example, only went with the first and the second one.
For viewers at home, Seán is referring to rewrites that happened in Halloween 2, in which they reveal Laurie to be the serial killer Michael Myers' sister. In this, he actually isn't. In this, he is just a madman who had an awful upbringing, and it kind of has become this embodiment of evil. And Laurie is just an old victim of his. There's no actual tangible connection between them.
So he has
And
no motive.
That's what I
way.
was talking about earlier when I was saying, like, this the umpteenth time that they've had to rewrite it. But luckily, because it's been so long since there's been a good and popular one, I mean, most people won't kind of have that in the back of their heads. I think most people will just see it as the intended serial killer victim relationship.
So I think that's where the problem comes up with like writing him as like a character with his only motivation for thing is like literally just killing. So he doesn't care about Laurie, but she cares about him. She's obsessed with him. So she kind of, it's either, I would have maybe liked more for her to be the driving force there, like instead of the Dr. Loomis guy, or like not Dr. Loomis, but like his student
New Loomis,
bringing him, bringing Michael and her granddaughter to the house instead of her going out and actually like hunting him down. That would have given like another juxtaposition as to like the first movie where he hunted her down, but this time she's actually hunting him down.
Yeah.
Which he kind of does once he's in the house, but...
I certainly do think it had its difficulties. That's why I would say, I don't see myself watching this years and years from now, or thinking that this is one of the great all-time horror films, but it really, really was good fun.
It was...
The time of year that's in it, seeing it with a friend, and kind of reliving a lot of the little references and callbacks to the absolutely brilliant 1978 original, for me was enough to say I had a really, really good time in the cinema.
I really liked the way they built the suspense and the tension when they were trapped in the house together.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
fantastic.
having that in such a small, closed quarter area
Yeah.
where both of them are out to just kill each other, essentially.
Although there were certain, as we said, there were literally difficulties in kind of moving the pieces around in this plot. Once the third act kicks in and everyone's there and everyone's good to go, it grips you and it holds you till the end. I thought.
I
Really,
completely
really
agree.
Real quick, how sad is it? Well, how great is it that Judy Greer gets a really good role finally?
Very happy.
Because she's a national treasure.
Yeah, she plays the mother in this, and she's
Laurie Strode's daughter.
Yeah, the mother of the kind of, I suppose, the POV character Frost.
Yes. I just feel so bad for her sometimes. I mean, she gets
a hard lot.
She gets a hard lot. She gets such small, crappy little roles. So this was nice to see her.
Yeah.
get
I
a
liked
big role.
when she kind of, when she's the one that has to shoot, and then she kind of pretends to like, oh, Mom, I can't do this. Mama, are you there? And then Michael comes around to the kind of stairs bit, and she's like, haha, I got you. And
Yeah,
then,
she shoots the crap out of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think she shoots once.
So
Okay.
But
let's do it. A real review. Claudia, how many reels out of 5 are you going to give it?
maybe a 3.5.
3.5. I'll take it. Better than last week. Rob?
I'm going to give it a good 4 and also a big knife because people got stabbed.
People did
if
get
I can
stabbed.
chuck an inanimate object in there as well.
Very good. I'm going to give it a 4.2 because I really liked it. I just really like slashery kind of films. One thing I did like about this one is they didn't make Michael drive, because Michael is one of the only slasher characters that ever drives a car around. And he didn't, I admit it probably would have helped if he drove in this one, but I always hated that Michael drove. Where did he learn to drive? He was
I
locked
think
away for years and years.
They explained that, I don't remember, I think in the 5th one or something like that. It was like that when Dr. Loomis brought him to the...
He brought him to his first Nick's
Yeah.
game or something.
No, he brought him to the what is it called, to the asylum?
Sanatorium.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He kind of looked at how he like drove, and like learned
Ugh,
by
that is such a weak
observation.
way of doing
That's
it,
how.
but
That's
I
awful.
get
Yeah,
it.
that's how I explained
Well,
it.
that's our thoughts there on 2018's Halloween. I wouldn't worry too much about the driving, because the real driving force in this film is its amazing soundtrack by John Carpenter. And from that soundtrack, right now, we have the new Halloween theme for 2018's Halloween. Be right back after this.
Did you just cut the song off?
Yeah, that's my mistake there.
Yeah.
But I'm
Wow.
salvaging it by putting us on right now.
At the best bit of the song, you cut it off. Which is nice. I feel like I'm going to take that as a compliment for your sheer excitement to get into Dun Dun, Rose's Riddles, Dun Dun, the highlight of the show.
Oh, are we not calling this Sean's Trivia anymore?
You're very funny.
What?
No, I thought we decided on Rose's Riddles. That was
Did
the whole
we?
conversation at the start of the show.
But people are
Did
going to
we
think
though?
you're a girl.
Oh, shut up. I see what you're doing, alright? I see what you're doing. Okay.
I had so much fun in this last week. I've been waiting 2 weeks, rather. I've been waiting 2 weeks for this segment, Sean.
I'm excited. I picked 2 of my favourite horror movies
That sounds good.
for it. And you went first last week, Claudia.
Okay.
So, Rob, you're going first this week. Would you like film 1 or 2?
Just if I say film 1, I just want to see the reaction on your face. Film. I think I might like film 1, Sean. No, I changed my mind. Film 2. Your cheeks twitch there for film 2. I'll take film 2 off you, Sean. Thanks very much.
Okay, well, film 2 is...
Is it Hocus Pocus?
No, it's not. It's a 2017 remake of It. Because It is
Yeah.
my favourite book of all time.
Okay.
And I loved this remake. I thought it was a really, really good adaptation of the book.
Was it a remake, Sean?
Yeah, it was kind of like a...
Or was it not?
It was a new twist on what they've
It was.
already done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it was
well,
a
that's fair
remake
enough.
of the movie of 1984. Is it 1984?
It was a new
That's
twist
lie.
on that.
That's
And
a lie, Claudia. This, the new thing, I'm in my element here. The new thing takes place before the events of the John Carpenter film, Claudia. So in the start of the John Carpenter film, you see a dog being chased by 2 Norwegian boys in a helicopter. And it's those Norwegian...
what are you talking about?
We're talking about the thing, aren't we?
No, I
No,
said
we're talking about it. The clown one, Pennywise.
I also have a few stories about it. I'll talk... That's embarrassing. Yeah. The Thing, though. Do you like The
Does
Thing?
Rob know movies? New question.
I know.
I
First
don't
I
know.
cut off the song. Now I don't
First
know
you
where I
cut
am.
the song, now you're talking about the wrong movie.
Yeah. No, it's very good,
Anyway,
though. It is
it-
very good. Sorry.
It was a really it's a great movie. It deviates from the book in a lot of ways,
Yeah, well, yeah.
but in really good ways that are still. They do nice little throwbacks to the
Yeah,
book.
they leave out certain bits.
Sir Rob's referring to a very questionable couple of pages from the book that involve kids in the sewer. Anyone that's read the book knows what I'm
Sewergy.
talking about. Disgusting. Anyway,
Yeah.
like a lot of some fun little things in the movie is they do nice calls to the book by wearing clothes that have names of companies that are mentioned in the book, like the freight company and pharmacies and things like that. But anyway, great movie. Fantastic book. Highly recommended if you have a couple of months to kill because it's a gargantuan book. Anyway,
Have you seen The Thing?
no.
Oh.
It's
a
Rob's
shot.
favorite scary movie. Or like, let's
Go
say
on, Seán.
suspenseful
Okay.
Go on,
movie.
hit me with your
So-
trivia there, bud.
You're going first. Clear my throat again for these really exciting little riddles. Okay. Trivia number 1. After seeing the first draft of the film, Stephen King was furious that they didn't include the giant turtle, as he felt it was essential to the story to understand how the kids eventually beat it. But upon watching the redos of it after, he was like, yeah, okay, I understand why. And he was okay with it. Trivia number 2. Tilda Swinton was in the running to play Pennywise, but was beaten by Bill Skarsgård because they really liked how he could grin and he can also make his eyeballs look in 2 different directions at one time. Trivia number 3. Pennywise's eyes turn blue when he's talking to Georgie, which is a cute little reference to Georgie's mother's eyes being blue. And then they turn back to yellow once he turns into his demon form.
I don't think the first one is true. Because
Which
there's
one?
no mention of the giant turtle in part. I know it's part of Stephen King's sort of whole expanded universe shtick, but there's no mention of it in the first made-for-TV series.
No, that's
And so I
because it's
suspect,
difficult.
like, after that, and it's...
It is in the second film that's coming out next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, it is, yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Stephen King's other battles to be fighting than getting the turtle in the first half of the 2-part mega film.
Yes.
Do
Do you know what we're talking about when we say giant turtle, Claudia?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Basically, there's a giant turtle that coughs up universes, and he sent the kids to Earth to fight Pennywise. Each of the kids has their own special power. When they come together, they're a stronger force.
Yeah, friendship
Friendship basically connects them all. And there's-
Interesting.
like this.
Yeah.
For viewers at home, I've taken my fingers and they're that in the movie. They do a nice little thing where they cut their hands and they're bleeding. They get their blood.
And then they all hold hands.
That was in the original, wasn't it? At the
Yes.
end? Yeah.
But there's a bunch of other things in the book that really
Not very
explain how they're all
sanitary,
But it was a bit,
connecting.
okay.
in the original, it was a bit late because they did it after they'd already beaten him and it was all sort of good. Oh, but they did theirs a blood oath, so they'd come back.
Yes,
if he ever
they
came.
needs to remember it, and the turtle. If you remember, the turtle dies in the book, and they need to remember themselves how they can come back and defeat Pennywise.
Actually, also correction, the first It movie was actually from 1990.
And it's also a TV miniseries.
And it's also a
Yeah.
TV miniseries.
Anyway, so that was trivia 1, the turtle. Trivia
So
2
I'm
was
going to
about-
rule out trivia 1. Number 2, I know Bill Skarsgård is amazing in it. I know he can do all of the... I know he's spoken about his grin, and he does have an amazing grin for it. And I'm very likely to believe that his physical performance put him above other actors. Tilda Swinton would be a really cool, interesting choice. It's for me, it's a throw up between number 2 and number 3. Now, number 3
was
was...
Pennywise's eyes turning blue.
I know I've seen a lot about Bill Skarsgård talking on different chat shows about his performance and showing all the neat kind of little tricks he did. I don't have enough of kind of background knowledge, I feel, to go on about the blue eyes thing. So I'm going to guess that the correct trivia is number 2 with Bill Skarsgård and Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, that is true. The one that was incorrect was Stephen King didn't give a crap about the turtle. His eyes do turn blue, and Tilda Swinton was the third.
Oh, so there were
choice.
2 correct.
2 correct, 1 false.
Oh, very good.
Like
Was I
last
trying
week,
to find the true one or the incorrect
Yeah.
one?
because last week it was like 2 lies and 1 truth.
Oh, well, then maybe I've given it the wrong way around this week.
Well, do you know what? Either way, I identified the one that I definitely thought was false as number one.
Yeah.
So do you know what? At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, we're all having
At
fun.
the end of the
Rob
day,
won.
the thing
Yeah.
is a John Carpenter film about a. I won't say.
Claudia, your one is the 1978 Halloween.
Yay!
Go for film number 2,
Yay.
Claudia. I'll give you the answer. Go for film number 2.
No, thank you.
Now the same, I guess, with this
that one the
is there
thing
is
one?
one.
Yeah, Claudia.
There is one incorrect pieces, and the other two are true.
One incorrect and two truths,
So
one lie.
Find the lie.
Find
Yeah,
the lie
find
this
the
week,
lie,
and then
okay.
next week you'll have to find the truth.
Okay.
So, trivia number 1. The stabbing sound effect used in the movie is actually a knife repeatedly stabbing a watermelon.
That one is true.
Information number 2. The film was shot in dark lighting because they couldn't afford actual studio lights. So everything had to be naturally lit or with smaller lights. And then trivia number 3 is that for the reshoots of the film, they could not afford Tony Moran, who played Michael Myers as the Shape. They couldn't afford him to come back and do the reshoots, so they got a cameraman, a producer, and a runner to step in.
That one is also true. So the second one is wrong
You
then.
think that the lights one
Yeah,
is
I think so. Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
Damn it.
That is true. The incorrect piece of trivia was that Tony Moran did a fantastic job first time round, so they
Oh,
never had to
whoopsie.
get anyone to come back in. But
Really
they
great
were
performance, all the head tilts and everything.
dirt poor. I did a lot of research into the film this week, and they're dirt poor. They spent most of their money on the cameras.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they ran out of money completely, so they had no money for lighting, which is fascinating. And Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, only got $8,000.
I think most of
She
the...
also got a career. To
She
be
did
fair
get a
to her.
career out
But
of
most
it.
of
But that
the
wasn't,
money
that wasn't-
went to Donald Pleasance.
You got
Right.
20 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cameras cost most of their money because they wanted
Yeah.
to shoot it in 2.35.1, which is an aspect ratio over film. And that cost a lot of money back in the day. Now it doesn't cost as much,
No.
but yeah, that was fun.
Those are very good. I'm looking forward to next week, seeing if you're trying to hide one lie or one truth.
I'll give you
I think
this
it's
warning.
interesting to come up with a lie.
It's much harder to come up with a lie.
Yeah.
So then we'll do 2 truths and 1 lie. So then you just come up with 1 lie. And
Okay.
It's half the work for you, technically.
We'll test the waters this week to see
Yeah.
which one was better.
Okay.
Very good. Well, I had great fun, and I got, once again, that's just me getting mine right again.
Oh my god.
And
Would you
I-
have gotten that one right, though? Would you have gotten the Halloween one right?
What, that they did the stand-in? Yeah. They didn't have stand-ins. Like,
You would have said that that was a lie.
yeah, that they got stand-ins for Michael Myers for reshoots. I know number 2 had reshoots.
Oh well.
Of course. Of course Rob would have got it right.
Thanks very much, Sean.
That was fun.
That was very good, guys. So, if you haven't seen any of the films that we saw this week, you might be looking for something to do this weekend. My personal pick for the weekend would be to watch Some Like It Hot, the Marilyn Monroe classic, on in Palace Saturday and Sunday evening.
Isn't that the last movie she ever made?
I have
It
no
could well
idea.
be. Do
I
you
think
know
so.
what? That sounds familiar, but I'm not going to. I'll let Claudia be the one who goes out on a limb and say it, and I'll just say, you know what? It damn well could be. But
She's gonna Google
really,
it and
really
tell us.
funny, an absolute classic, and nice little opportunity to see it in Palace. Palace do have a great selection of sort of older films on, so a lot of my recommendations will be from there. But I'm in no way sponsored or taking bribes on the slide.
Unless they want to sponsor us, then we will.
Oh,
will accept
we
your
are
sponsor.
completely open to
We will expect
selling out.
accept all sponsors.
Yeah.
I will sell out at a heartbeat.
It says here that the last movie of Marilyn Monroe was The Misfits.
Okay, so you
Never
were
heard
wrong.
it.
That's fine. You don't need to worry. I haven't seen the Misfits.
Neither have I.
The band, though, wow, what a bunch.
Anyway, what else are we recommending this week?
That's all I have. I'm
Oh.
dead out of recommendations.
I guess we can recommend it. Oh, I was going to say we recommend that you go to the table quiz on Wednesday, but I mean,
Table quiz has already happened.
that
I had a
is
great time.
over. Yeah,
It is
I
indeed.
hope everyone has a good time with the table quiz. Claudia's now just reading Marilyn Monroe's Wikipedia
sorry.
page.
Anything interesting there,
I
Claudia?
looked over and it's just a little picture there that says Marilyn Monroe kills self. I was like, Claudia, what are you reading?
Kills self.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird. Claudia, just without looking at your
It
laptop
then
there, can you
says-
just give us
it
your
then
favourite
says-
Marilyn Monroe fact?
It then says, found nude in bed, hand on phone, took 40 pills. That's my favorite. No, I'm joking.
Dark.
Darn.
I don't really know.
Jesus,
I
there's Halloween
like
photos
that
for you.
Marilyn Monroe's not actually her actual name. I like that, kind of.
I don't think Rob was serious. I don't have any memory.
No, I can't believe she's actually
Norma.
giving us her
No, what is it?
Oh my
Norma
God.
Jean, I think it is. Yeah, Norma Jean Mortenson.
Anyway,
What a
hope everyone
great
has-
Marilyn
You
Monroe
asked.
fact.
I
My
hope everyone
God.
has a fantastic Halloween.
Oh, I love that.
Or had one. Had a nice Halloween.
I hope everyone had a fantastic Halloween. Thank you
There
very
you go.
much, Claudia. I hope you two have a great Halloween
Thank you.
because I won't see it till next week now.
I hope
won't
you
see
had
You'll be missed.
or you're having a nice trip in.
Why
Munich.
did your eyes widen? He is going
Because
to Munich.
she
Because
it
I
is a
was
trip.
Yeah, because I was saying, oh, like not past tense, because when this will air, he will already be he will still be in Munich.
Mm-hmm. She's
So
dead right. Time works like that.
I hope you had and have a nice trip.
My
Thank you.
God. All right.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Well,
Either
Well-
way, from everyone here in the booth, we're going to play out with a little classic, Monster Mash. This has been Zeal Talk for all religious fury on campus. I've been Rob.
I forgot we were doing that, and you just said zeal talk. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah, I have a little pun every week on Real Talk. This week it's Zeal Talk.
Yeah,
The
I
pun is
forgot
actually
that was a
just
thing.
for seeing Seán actually cringing, so
Yeah.
that's just for that.
Let's just slowly fade in Monster Mash as I.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Slowly.
I already kind of faded in a bit earlier, but I'm going to do that now. So once again, thanks everyone for listening.
Thank
This has been
you.
Flirt FM 101.3 Zeal Talk.